Can't put me finger on what lies in store. I feel what's to happen. All happened before.
Kid, I've flown from one side of this galaxy to the other. I've seen a lot of strange stuff.
I have the power to see into the future. Centuries into the future.
Remember, a Jedi can feel the Force flowing through him.
Ah, how shall I do it? Oh, I know. I'll smash it with a hammer!
The ability to destroy a planet is insignificant next to the power of the Force.
Perhaps Madame Leota can establish contact. She has a remarkable head for materializing.
Well, hello and welcome, everyone. We are here to do another episode of our podcast, Concilium. This is where we're kind of open to whatever topics we want to talk about.
Yep.
And not sure if you guys have anything, but I have a couple. So I think I will start.
Yep.
Which I will share my screen.
We're starting off with
We are starting off with
Epic Universe.
Epic Universe. So
Yes.
it was a
Yes,
preview.
this article. I love this article.
Yeah, this. I guess they call themselves team members instead of cast members.
Right.
It was previews for team members and family. In which case, they proceeded to invite bloggers and influencers
Oh, right.
as family members.
Happens a
Which
lot.
just outrage erupts, I guess. So
Yeah.
apparently people didn't like it, which I would have to agree because
Yeah.
as Shaz and I were talking before we started, all because you're a vlogger doesn't mean you're special.
No.
You need to wait your turn.
Yeah.
You're not
Because
you're not a member of the press. You don't get
Bloggers,
free
guys.
access and whatever.
Yeah.
That's what past all the previews are for, though.
Right, and this is family member cast.
They have press. They already. I can't speak.
What?
Shaz is
Orlando
working.
will have a press day, like Disney have a press day where they invite all the.
Oh yeah,
vloggers.
yeah.
They'll do it before that. Sometimes even before the AP members get in, they'll do it.
Even if you have a family member who's a vlogger, like why are they allowed to bring their camera in anyway? Like,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it makes no sense. I don't understand that.
if it's if they don't care, that's fine. Then this article is void. But clearly somebody cares. So
Yeah.
if
Well, I was
you're-
going to say, like, social media has been blowing up about this.
Right.
And, like, I've seen so much salt thrown all over the place with seemingly abandon. And people just outright just hatefully insulting each other. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean,
all based on this. And, like, the consensus is the majority of fans don't really care that somebody's an influencer or a vlogger. It's like, no, wait your turn.
Yeah.
Wait your turn like everybody else, and
Yeah.
and
it's
don't
not
don't screw up a team member's job at Universal for your sick thrill to be first.
And Universal are ruthless because they will
Yes.
fire you.
right.
And
but
they have a room full of moles somewhere in Orlando that all they do is analyze their team members' social media.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm
Disney,
saying though,
TDO, which is near Disney Springs, the TDO building has that same room that has like 5 or 6 white hats in it, and that's all they do is analyze employee social media posts. And everybody goes, "Oh, that's a lie." I'm like, "Really? I've seen photos of the room. I've seen photos of the white hats. They're real. Like, this is all very real. This is all really happening."
It's like
They really do
You know,
this stuff.
if you do something wrong in Disneyland, there are security people all over in plain clothes.
Yep.
So.
Oh yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
But
the thing is that Universal have been really open with Epic Universe, with the building of it. Like Bio Reconstruct's done all the aerial photos. I mean, they
Yeah.
could have gone, don't do it, but actually, because he did such great, with his drone photos and videos of it,
promoting them.
that was fine. Yeah, I mean, they use his footage in their stuff,
Yeah.
but they've been really open about all the promo and all the photos and showing each land off. So it's not like the vloggers are getting some kind of special preview to it for stuff that we haven't seen before, because Universal are putting that
already
stuff out.
showing it. Yeah.
They will get. The whole point is they will get their turn when they open or when
Oh,
they
yeah,
allow
yeah.
them to come in, and then they can film all they want or whatever rules they have.
Mm-hmm.
But this is obviously team member inviting them to come along as family. So that's their own fault if they get fired for that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If it's by their own volition, absolutely.
I think that's the thing that kind of pisses me off is I don't know if they're like charging bloggers to be like, hey, you'll say you're my family member and I'll get you in or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Then you deserve to get fired.
Yeah. Just wait your
If
turn.
you're doing some kind of personal gain that's apart from the company, you deserve everything that happens to you. Agreed.
Yeah. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Like I said, wait your turn because you're not special. I don't care if you have millions of followers. You're still
true story.
I hope Universal looks at all of these footage that happens from these and doesn't let those people in.
Yeah,
I can't wait till we get 1 million followers.
Yeah.
you know, Steven, I just looked it up. Did you know that for 1 million views, you get 4,000 a month from Google for it?
Yeah, I believe it.
From what?
You get a check for $4,000. Jason, if we broke 1 million views on this video, you'd get a check for 4 G's.
For one video?
For 1 million views on one video. Yep.
From ads?
From the Google Corporation. They send you a check. Like, and you get that stupid silver play award like what Dallin has.
Dallin gets like $5,000 every month.
Well, okay, sweet, good on him. You know, not to mention he's got like 9,000 Patreon Patreon people.
No, but he's got outside ad revenue like Magic Candle.
Oh yeah. But that's what I'm saying is that if we broke 1 million views on a video, they write you a check.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, it's because they probably made $5 million on it.
Probably because they made a whole boatload of money. Yes.
Hello, Parkitecture.
Yeah.
Parkitecture. I never heard of that.
Yeah.
Welcome aboard.
I like that. Welcome.
Yeah.
What else
Thank you
does
for
the story
joining.
say then, Jace?
Yeah.
Is there any other dirt in it other than?
I mean, really, it doesn't say much more.
Oh, look, there's a bio reconstruct photo.
It does say, it is bio, but team members are only allowed to post images.
Yes.
Of some of the.
Yeah, some of the merchandise, but.
Yeah, because they haven't released it all publicly yet.
That's what I'm saying. So,
and I love
enforcing
the and
photo.
parentheses. Means you better have taken that photo in your apartment or your house.
Yeah,
I've taken elsewhere. Yeah.
If those vloggers start posting stuff, they deserve to get like
hammered
or
banned,
invited, or
banned,
blocked for a year or whatever.
Like persona non grata. You may never return. Yep.
It's like Adam was booted for a while.
Yeah.
Actually, I think he still booted from?
I think he still is.
I think Adam's still banned from
Universal,
Orlando, but not Hollywood.
Orlando.
Yeah.
But he was booted from Disney World for a while, but then he got back.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, when he was.
But then he hashed things out with those guys.
Yeah. Back in his Urban Explorer days.
He doesn't really say, but it's just like we were saying, false pretenses earlier.
Right.
Whatever.
Right.
Same.
But the reason that they're releasing information in bits is to build up the excitement of the park. I mean, because it doesn't.
Oh, absolutely.
22nd of March,
True
May.
story.
Yeah. And so, you know,
I mean,
don't really
Universal are making history. When was the last part built? Like last gate built in Orlando? When was 94 with Animal Kingdom?
That was probably Islands, right?
Islands 2001.
Yeah.
01. So there's not been a new gates for 24
Something
years. 24 years. This is history in the making.
It's
it's
literally history in the making because how fast they made it.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, absolutely.
It's taken, what, 5 years from breaking ground to it opening?
Yeah.
I mean,
Insane.
Disney can't even do a ride in 5 years, let alone build a whole park.
A carbon copy of a ride in 5 years.
I know. That's like at Walt Disney speed. You know, we can do it in a year. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Disneyland was built in a year, but we can't even build Tron in 4 years.
Yeah.
This whole park was built in 3.
This whole part with what 5 lands and groundbreaking rides was built faster than
it's like
90-second roller coaster.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. The
Peppa Pig Park. Are we really counting that? Are we really counting the Peppa Pig Park? Come on now.
Pig Park, isn't that like a copy of our Peppa Pig Park in the UK?
Yeah, where is it? Alton Towers or Thorpe?
No, it's Paulton's Park. Paulton Park. It's near
Paulton Park. Oh, is
it? It's down in the
Force Americans. Right, got it.
Yeah, not Porkin Park.
Porkin Park.
That's the Star Wars version.
It's sort of New Foresty way.
I've never heard of it.
We can make a Porgan Park.
So Parkitecture, if you don't know, Zach below me there and Shaz above me, they're from the UK. So
and Lewis down there at the bottom was in Florida. And I'm in Arizona. And Steve's in Ohio.
I'm in Mars.
I keep saying Ohio. I don't know why.
No, he's not.
I'm not a farmer.
He wants you to move to the Midwest, bro.
Well,
Idaho, don't know where Steve's
further
from.
away.
What, Peppa Pig World?
Wow.
The fucking Daddy Pig coaster? Give over. Get out of town. No, come on.
Maybe it's family roller coaster.
Yeah, maybe. But
Whatever.
That's because it's an IP and everyone loves Peppa Pig. Mate,
I absolutely cannot stand Peppa Pig.
Nah,
she's in a sandwich and I can eat her.
Exactly. Let's just talk about this for a second. Our first news story of 2025 for Good Morning Britain was that Peppa Pig's mum announced she was pregnant. What the fuck is that news, bro?
Yeah, seriously.
That was us. That was our news. That was January of this year. Mummy Pig is pregnant with a new child. What the fuck is that? That was going around for 2 weeks, man. Come on.
Clearly, there was no other news going on.
Yeah.
What are we going to do?
Our Peppa Pig land is better than the one in the States. Not that I would ever go, but
come on, middle-aged magic road trip to Peppa Pig land. Let's go.
No, Zach.
Middle-aged magic X Disney magic Zach. Let's go. Let's go.
Peppa Pig magic Zach.
New channel name. That's it. I'm a Peppa Pig stand now. That's it.
I'm pretty sure if they wrote the checks, Zach would gladly change the name.
Hey, if I can still eat Peppa Pig on a sandwich, it's fine. I can still make cooking
I don't
videos.
think they're going to have you sign that kind of agreement, man.
Would you eat it with Peppa?
Hey, if Peppa rocks up at my door, yeah, not a problem.
I forgot to say this was it's WDW News Today, but same channel. So
right, I'm rocking their shirt today too. Part of their other division, Retro WDW. Yep.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm quite excited for Epic Universe.
Yeah,
it looks good, man.
I'm excited for the new Donkey Kong expansion on this.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
Yeah, it looks awesome. I'm looking forward to the Donkey Kong coaster.
Oh,
the reason the coaster was voted second best was because I can't read
Reddit.
That makes sense.
Yeah, Reddit
Redditors.
trolls myself included
That
voted
makes
for it.
sense.
No, that's funny.
So USA Today was just using Reddit for their news.
That doesn't surprise me. That doesn't surprise me.
Well, if they say it's correct, then it must be.
Oh yeah, USA Today is a great source of information. It's
A
like
trusted
Fox.
source of news and information.
That's
338 million Americans, right? I don't think
Yeah.
so.
All right.
I think it's
Well,
going to be pretty cool. I'm looking forward to it. Not going this
Yeah,
year.
it looks
though.
good. No, I want to try and go either next year or the year after, but like I want to do all 3 Universal parks in Florida. Now that one's open. And it gives me a reason to, because there's 3 Harry Potter parks that I can go to now, so that's good.
That's cool.
Yeah. I like
You
Harry
won't. You won't want to go on the Forbidden Journey ride. It will make you spew.
Potter. Well,
You should. You should do it once though to say you've done it.
yeah. That's it. I probably will say I've done it. Do it to just say it over once.
I could just say,
I've
right. Never go.
Yeah. Well, that's you can say you've done it or not. Let's do it on air, so then I can do it. Then there you go.
Yeah, just do it right through.
Oh, live broadcasting
We've
live.
done it
yeah.
on here, Zach, but you weren't with us.
I wasn't with you. Yeah. Where was I?
Don't know.
Probably
Somewhere
Somewhere.
else. We did the Forbidden Journey.
Well, I want to ride Hagrid's. Hagrid's looks great. Although it needs the name changing because it's far too long. I don't even know.
Magical Motorcycle Adventure. Magical Creatures Motorcycle Adventure.
Yeah, it's far. It's
it should
far
be just
too
like
many
Hagrid's
words.
Adventure, like
Just right. Call it Hagrid's Motorbike Adventure. That's literally what it needs to be called.
you don't even have to
all the
mention
extra-
motorbike. That's just the ride vehicle. It doesn't say like Indiana Jones mine coaster thing, and the you know, like it's just Indiana Jones Adventure. Whatever.
It's just known as Hagrid's, and like the
That's what I'm
Gringotts.
saying. Yeah, like,
Hagrid's
The
coaster.
Gringotts ride is known as Gringotts,
Yeah.
you don't need to put. every
and the Forbidden
part.
Journey is always known as the Broomstick ride. So
The broomstick ride.
The broomstick.
Ride on the
You're right.
broomstick.
Yeah. Fair.
All right. Well, on next article, I'll go back to it again.
Oh, I had this on my list.
Oh. I just thought this was kind of funny because they were all about DEI and whatever. And then they realized that, hey, this is breaking our company. No one cares. And now they want to get out of this thing that you don't necessarily need to do, but it's an index that ranks your company based on all this equality.
Yep.
So now they don't want anything to do with it. And their shareholders said no. So clearly somebody still cares.
Yeah.
If you did things right and you you just did the right thing and not talked about like you're gay and you're trans and whatever, and just allowed what people want to be, whatever. That's the whole point of equity and
Yeah,
rights,
don't
all that.
stick a label on it. Don't
If
make.
they
a
just
fuss
did the right
about it.
thing, you would be fine.
Yeah, exactly.
But if they make a point about it and then they have hired someone who says changing the gender, blah blah blah, and just because they want to, that's when you mess up.
Yeah.
So that it wasn't because you're in this program; it's because of the way you handled it.
Right. Makes
Which
sense.
is always case in point, right? It's always how
Yeah.
you handle a situation. It either blows up in your face or it goes well. 99% of the time, it blows up in your face because you take it the wrong way.
I always, everybody who talks about the board and shareholders knows the single shareholder, biggest shareholder.
Oh yeah,
Go ahead.
Roy's kid.
Huh?
Roy's kid Abigail.
Yeah, well, I was talking about like BlackRock or whatever.
Oh, you're talking about the actual private equity firms.
Yeah.
Right. Like
They have the biggest
BlackRock and
voting
like-
shares and
like State Street Capital and stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
and I would have thought like they're the ones that were controlling things, right? So maybe this kind of concretes that, because if this didn't pass, they are still in this program. It kind of tells me that somebody wants it still to be in there, right? So
Oh, absolutely.
but obviously they backed down a bit because they know the company wasn't making money. So,
Oh yeah.
but I would think if they did get out of this, and by the way, they're right now on the index, they're at a 50-50. So they're not like the best, obviously, company for this.
Yeah.
And that's probably why they want to get rid of it.
Yeah.
But somebody, I'm sure, wants to improve that, and that's why they're sticking with it. So.
Oh, I'm sure.
But they've always been like very big on equality and diversity without all the DEI crap. As an employer, they were always very big.
Well,
yeah.
At some point, though, they didn't even allow you to have tattoos or piercings. So.
No,
yeah, but
not
most
until
companies didn't. You couldn't even have a beard at one point, but then most companies
that's still equality. I mean,
I know, but they've obviously adapted as time's gone on.
So they weren't always. That's what I'm saying. They weren't always. At some point, they changed and they allowed things, and then they took it too far.
But when I started working, I couldn't have my tattoos on show either. I had to wear a long sleeve shirt.
Yeah, and put a band-aid over whatever piercing.
Yeah, whatever piercing I had. If it wasn't ears, you could only have one earring, not three. I had to take the other two out. Don't know what that had to do with fixing computers, but
yeah.
And what my tattoos had to do with
when did they update the Disney look? It was what 6-7 years ago. So it being like, oh, you can have tattoos, you can have a beard.
It happened at the end of 18. It started at the end of FY18 into FY19.
Yeah. Because I'm gonna say, like, before that, it was all very like, oh, you can't have a beard, your hair.
Oh yeah.
You know, you can't piercings, blah blah blah.
Right.
Even because
they would not hire me.
No,
WC at all.
Yeah, no, they won't hire me either. Like, because I am beard and everything.
That's because you've got a silly beard.
It's got what?
We don't hire the Amish.
You've got a silly beard.
Leave my beard alone, okay? At least my beard is glorious.
Shouldn't you be out making your own furniture?
Yeah, where's your hat?
Pay no mind, Zach. Pay no mind.
No.
He loves it. He likes the attention. He'd be upset if I didn't mention his beard.
Zach would get hired just based on the way he says the company's name.
Yeah.
Move over, Bob. It's now Disney Magic Zach time. Let's go.
Disney.
Disney.
The company will now be known as Disney.
Yeah, with a H at the end.
Just basically says what we just talked about.
Yeah. When's Bob retiring, guys? When's he?
Supposedly towards the end of this year too. So next year might actually be a great year for Star Wars, Disney, and all that.
Do we know who the replacement is?
No, they're still arguing about who's going to take over.
Because last I heard, it was going to be an EA, someone who works at EA.
Yeah,
really?
The CEO of EA. Yeah, the CEO of
EA, the shitty games company. EA.
Yeah, EA. Yeah, where you have to pay DLC to take a step forward in the park. Yeah,
I guess what's her name, Dana Walden, whatever, because she was friends with God, her name escapes me now.
Kamala Harris.
Yeah, Harris. They just dismissed her right away.
Well, you'll have that.
But yeah, I mean, if he retires and KK is gone, next year could be a great year. So
yeah,
maybe.
But we said the same thing about Capstick and his shenanigans, and then we all wanted Capstick to come back. And I'm not saying all anybody here, but fans were screaming about Bob Chapek and his mismanagement and how we need Bob Iger back, and Bob Iger gets back. And it goes further into the toilet.
But that's because it wasn't the same Bob Iger.
I was going to say, Bob, when Bob took over when Iger took over from Eisner in 05, 06, that was a fantastic run. But then he's come back and he's just money.
Yeah.
I remember the first thing that I read about news was Iger taking buying Pixar to be an official part of, and I thought that's cool. Because before that, Toy Story technically wasn't a Disney movie. It was under the umbrella, but it wasn't. It was a Pixar solo. And I thought, oh, wow, that's cool. So technically, the first Disney Pixar movie is Cars. The rest of them before that are not Disney Pixar. They're
Right.
just Pixar. But like Bob's run from 05 to like before Chapek took over was
In 20.
incredible. Like he did so many good things for the company. You know, he launched Disney Plus, he bought Marvel, he bought LucasArts and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but then he bought Fox, and then
he bought Fox, and then he just started buying too many things, and you know,
well, the Fox thing just almost
killed it,
ruined the company. Absolutely,
and that's the thing that most people don't understand to what Bob Chapek had to deal with, and he turned that around.
Yeah,
so he actually, in a way saved the company, and then didn't tell anybody, or the company made it look like everything was his fault. And
he
actually,
wasn't particularly good for the parks, but he was.
He
great
wasn't a good
for...
spokesperson, but what he actually did for the company after the fact that we found out, like he did a lot. So
yeah, but even at that point, like they're still having trouble with it now with like the Sony side of stuff. Like they still don't own all of like the Marvel characters. They still own
them. They just don't have the rights.
The right to distribute exactly.
The contracts in place.
Yeah,
but they do own them.
But still, that's just a messy situation as well. Like it could have been avoided. It could have been avoided, but like it is what it is. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about.
No, I mean you're right. I mean, like just like Sony still has the rights for Spider-Man, but deal with them.
Which is just a ball ache to watch. I had to go into 3 different sites to watch one. It's so annoying. But hey ho,
is it on Disney Plus?
Yes.
Nope, not on Disney Plus. No, not in the UK.
I still don't understand how you're not able to use a VPN and see the right content.
No, I don't know. I think they clamped down on it. Spider-Man Homecoming is on UK Netflix.
The whole purpose of VPN is to show you're coming from a different location. I don't get that.
Spider-Man Homecoming is on UK Netflix. The other 2 are not, so I'll have to find to watch them someplace else. But yeah, it's just a messy situation. It should have just been just work it out. Just like But we need a replacement. We need someone new. We need ideally 2 people. And we talked about this.
Yeah.
We need an Eisner and a Wells situation again because
we need somebody that knows about money and someone knows about innovation.
Exactly, and that works so well.
Or like a Walton Roy situation.
A Walton Roy situation, exactly. Right. That goes without question. But that you need 2 people in charge to make the company work well.
So who is in charge since Epic Universe is coming out and everything? So who's in charge of Universal? Who are the 2 guys in charge of Universal? If there's 2 guys doing that,
I don't even know. You never really hear about.
You never hear of the Universal.
Well, no, there's someone, a woman. I don't know if she was just the president of Epic or was she.
I'm gonna have a look real quick.
The CEO.
We know everything about Disney because we're Disney fans, but we don't know anything about Universal. And they're
Mark Lazarus is the chairman of NBC Universal.
Yeah, well, there you go. So that's a whole other ballgame.
The guy.
But who's in charge of parks and experiences at Universal? Because that's a whole
Universal Music. Never mind. Universal Parks. So look, Mark Woodbury, Universal Destinations and Experiences. He's been the CEO since.
Version of Josh tomorrow, then.
Yeah, he's been the CEO since 1st of March 2022. Yeah.
Who is the one that said, okay, we're going to build Epic Universe?
I assume this guy, right?
Predecessor. No, Epic Universe. The ground broke in 2020.
Right.
Right. Okay. Who's the head of
Actually, it might have even been in 2019 they broke ground. I've got a photo of the site somewhere where they just cleared it.
Oh, wow, cool. Let me have a look.
I'm just asking questions, that's all.
Carry on.
Yeah. So Parkitecture, I just subscribed to your channel, so that's pretty cool. I like your stuff, so I want to go watch it later.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah.
Tom Williams, I believe, chairman and CEO of Universal Parks and Resorts at the time. Tom Williams released a statement labeling Epic Universe the most immersive and innovative theme park the company has ever created.
Yep.
So it would have been the guy before this, Mark Woodbury guy.
Right.
But again, you don't hear about these people unless you're like a Universal fanatic, like with Disney fanatics.
Right.
I don't know. But even still, like I've never.
don't hear
They're
it
never in the news
No.
because Universal just gets on and does stuff. There's no drama with them.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Unless something goes terribly wrong, in which case, what I mean, that you
No,
don't hear
they
about
got better lawyers. So yeah,
Yeah. They've got better lawyers. Yeah.
better PR.
Yeah.
So like,
But then go figure. I
then
mean,
you-
they had like General Electric's PR, so go figure.
Dog shower.
I mean, if
like the
anybody
new-
needed great PR, it'd be General Electric.
It's like what's happening over in Hollywood. You know, the new Fast and the Furious
Oh yeah.
coaster and all that. You know, that stuff we hear about, but because we're on the West Coast, but
Of course.
you guys, well, you and Zach and Sharon are being on that side. You guys hear more of Epic Universe and
Orlando.
yeah.
I've been following the construction update since it first started. So
Yeah, I'm here and there, so I know some things, but not much. So
Yeah.
I'm
I-
a fan,
I-
but I'm not as much of a fan as Disney.
Yeah, see,
No.
so that's what I was asking because I'm not into the news stuff of Disney really,
I try to stay away from
and
it.
I'm not into the news of Universal. But the way I hear it, being on the outside looking in, is I don't know anything about the people from Universal. Well, I know pretty much a lot of people from the Disney side of things.
I know one thing:
Yeah.
they're killing it.
Yeah.
Doing everything the right
yeah.
way. So
Yeah. Which is why we probably don't hear about them because, like Shaz said, you just put the Reds down and get on with it. Like,
yeah,
there's
well,
no.
it
like-
also is funny that they're doing everything the right way. That Disney
used to.
Disney pulled in Scott Trowbridge, who did Harry Potter and all that,
Right.
to do
Oh,
Galaxy's Edge, and then they failed on that because they didn't allow him to do what he
They
needed.
didn't
He
want
wanted to do.
because
Yeah.
KK wanted her way.
Or no.
Well,
way.
even then, they still stripped the characters and put it in the hotel, and then that didn't work, and we still don't have anything.
No.
Enough's enough. Put it the way it should have
yeah. I
been.
mean, in Harry Potter, in Orlando at least anyway, when you go into Hogsmeade, there's always characters.
Yeah.
There's always characters out.
It seems like at Disneyland now, like we have to be lucky to see a character. Like they used to just be around everywhere.
Yeah.
Well, I still see them around.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about like Mickey and stuff, but like
No. I'm talking about like when you, like I remember the last time I was there, which of course is what 2 years ago or whatever, but still, Alice is there, Mad Hatter's there, the Queen, who else? Pinocchio, Geppetto. They're still all walking around, and
just not as much as always what I'm saying.
yeah, maybe, yeah,
And especially Galaxy's Edge, they don't
Yeah,
have
there's
buy
nothing there.
anymore. You don't see just them walking around and the stormtroopers on top like you used to. Like that's
Yeah.
all pulled back now. And
the only people I ever see walking around at Galaxy's Edge, at least again, this is 2 years ago, was
Chewbacca and Rey.
no, the stormtroopers. Chewbacca and Rey. Rey was at a spot where you meet and greet. Chewbacca was by the Millennium Falcon, and Mandalorian was also right by one of the gates. So it's like he comes out of the gate with Baby Yoda, Grogu. You meet and greet him, and then he goes back behind the gates.
Yeah, it's the same.
He's not walking around or anything.
No.
Which is what they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Well, that
When I was
heavy. I can't haul him around the land.
and when I was in Galaxy's Edge, I saw 3 stormtroopers. That was it.
Yeah, and you
Oh,
see
that's
the officer, Imperial officer
Yeah.
walking around with them.
Yeah.
I actually saw stormtroopers in Tomorrowland. That was
I
kind
gotta
of
say,
cool.
the last time
Yeah.
I was at Galaxy's Edge, I saw Kylo Ren. I saw a bunch of Imperial officers. The human ones with the
Yeah.
face characters.
Right.
I saw a whole bunch of First Order stormtroopers. I saw Chewbacca. I saw C-3PO. I saw R2-D2,
No.
and I saw an Ewok.
Wow.
And
Ewok.
I saw an Ewok, and I think it was either Wee Wei, the medicine guy, or it was Paplu, the speeder bike scout. One of the two. I mean, I'm not like the world's expert on Ewoks, but I know it was one of the two of them. Anyway, neither here nor there. The point is I saw a bunch of like Star Wars costume characters in Galaxy's Edge. And this was like
well, I've been there 5 times this year on different occasions when we've been twice, and we've only ever seen stormtroopers and Imperials.
Yeah.
I think we saw Kylo Ren once.
I didn't even see Kylo Ren. I saw there was 3 stormtroopers. 2 of them were interacting with the same.
Do you know who Kylo Ren is, Zach?
I know Kylo Ren. I don't. It's Han Solo's son, Ben Solo.
Wow.
That's good.
Gold star.
Thank you.
Do you know who his sister is? Just kidding. No, because we erased her.
Yeah.
Anyway, I have one more thing, and then you guys can bring up something.
What is this one more thing?
This is this is who we're going to blame from now on products and merchandise.
Me and that pass holder sweatshirt.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw that.
He's not old enough to be a VP. He looks about 12.
Well, he has some experience.
But I mean,
and whatever. But again, to me, bringing this guy on is the same thing as like, you directed one movie. Here's a Star Wars franchise.
Yeah.
Like, don't do
What's
that.
What's this guy famous for? Is he does he have his own brand?
Hundreds was a brand that he founded with somebody, and then it was bought out by this company.
What's the Hundreds? What the
Complex,
and Disney had something with that company.
Right.
That's probably how they got him. But now he's going to be overseeing merchandise, licensed products in the Disney store and brick and mortar locations and the parks. So,
oh wait, so he's also going to be doing the Kohl's and the Target and the Five Below deal.
That's licensing, yeah.
Oh,
so,
crap.
and I guess whoever this markets is, yeah. So these two people are going to be the ones responsible. Anyway, so we always talk about merch and how there's not good stuff, and
well,
Steve,
hopefully he brings
the
young mind into it. And
right, when I was just saying though, but when we don't see the same stuff that we keep seeing, I'll know that he's doing something.
Right.
Or when we start seeing like the little model toys or whatever that we want, like the vehicles.
We're not going to get
the ride
any of that.
vehicles, right?
Yeah.
Well, so far the worst thing is that pass holder sweatshirt, because it says pass holder, and when you fold your arms, the P goes away.
Ass holder.
There you go.
I think that was on purpose, Steve.
I think so too.
And it should be on purpose because some people act like it.
Yep. Yeah.
I mean, pass holes are real. Pass holes are definitely real. And I'm not saying they can ruin experience, because ain't nobody going to wreck my Disney park experience.
Right.
But
they get in the way.
I've heard a lot about it on social media, how they wreck experiences for
the worst.
The other parts
I
of the public.
still think is when you ride pirates and they're talking on the boat. That's the worst. I hate that.
Yeah. Well,
I just want to pick them up and throw them off the boat.
Even Justin didn't talk. Goofy guy never talks.
Never
on the rides.
Yep, they always keep quiet.
Other Justin did.
Yeah. Justin from amusement parks, Pirates.
Yeah. So the thing that I kind of am worrisome about this guy is he reimagined the Lost Boys from Peter Pan.
Whoops.
For a new audience. So that tells me that he could be doing stuff for wrong reasons. But what I guess they're trying to bring is away from female audiences and more young guys. So that's what they're hoping for. And that's toys. So
thing is, though, if we're talking about merch for the parks, I follow quite a few on Instagram, and there's one particular one which I really like. They're called the Lost Bros, and it's like music collabs with like crossovers with like Disney like rides and things like that. And there's just something for everyone. It's like emo-y kind of like vibey, but with like the Disney kind of like twist. It's really like it's really cool. And like I'd much rather buy something like that than something that's being forced in. If we're talking about male clothes, there is a lack of it. Realistically, there is a lack of it.
Tell me.
There's a lack of female clothes unless you want to look like a bimbo as well.
Oh well, yeah, absolutely. There's no.
Which is why I always buy the man stuff.
Yeah,
we've had this conversation 100 damn times about how Disney's really like striking out with having like real people sizes. They do great with children and small women adults, but everybody else, take a number, guy. And
what I
10
hate
minutes till the end of the world, you're going to get your stuff.
What I hate is when you go into the stores or even in the parks, like at some of the exits from the rides and stuff.
Attractions, right?
Yeah, the attractions. When you go in and you look and like, oh, I want one of these. This is so cool. And it only comes in kids size.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Why?
It would also like stop getting sold out of the larger sizes. Like. Order more of those.
That's my big
you don't need 1,000 smalls and like 100 larges. Like,
we live in America, right? So
I was just about to say that where everything is big. So
everything's big.
Everything ought to be big anyway.
So, Sharon, you were saying lack of women's clothes, and they used to have the
unless,
dress shop.
unless you're like stick thin and you want to look like you're 12.
But they used to have the dress shop, which they now just killed, and they're not doing that anymore.
I would never shop from there anymore.
Well,
the one in New Orleans Square?
It was downtown Disney too.
That's downtown.
The one that just turned into a sweet shop.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but they didn't even move it; they just killed it.
Right.
Now they have the D-landers, which is all.
Oh yeah.
But oh man, yeah, they need to figure it out.
So hopefully he sees how. The sales of kids' clothes and how much the adults like some of the styles from the kids.
Yeah,
like especially Star Wars stuff, right? So
I've even seen it many times, even from David. He's like, "Oh, that's not my size."
Exactly. David from Fresh
He's
Baked.
not exactly big, is he? He's only.
But I mean, but it's the same thing. He's like, "Oh, that's a kid. Why don't they make that in my size?"
Yeah, exactly. Because they had some really cool Galaxy Jet stuff that came out.
Yeah,
and I go into the store, and this store was the one that's in downtown Disney that used to be the Rainforest Cafe. Mm-hmm. They made it into Star Wars Outpost or something like that. So I go in there, and you got these really cool Stormtrooper shirts or Star Wars shirts, whatever. They're all kid size.
Yeah,
like, why? And then you go look at the adults, and it's some crazy, stupid looking. Design on it that has nothing to do with like Star Wars. It's just a design. It's like why?
Honestly.
More Boba stuff, please.
More Boba stuff.
Yeah.
The only place where you can get more Boba stuff is on Amazon because people make they make it on their own and sell it. So
or like Etsy. Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Look where I got my Boba.
No one does that.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, they
shameless
do.
Plug. It's all good.
I don't know what you're talking about. It's not like I don't explain.
There's no shame in it. No shame at all. You give them the people what they want.
So hopefully this guy will work out.
Oh, Bobby Kim? Yeah.
Well, we'll see. Yeah. We'll see what he does, and the type of merchandise is going to be coming in.
Right.
Either we're all going to hate it or
we're all going to love it.
Well, it can't be as bad as that bloody Disney Eats range they did, or the Stitch Attack snacks. What a load of crap that was.
Oh yeah.
Well, here's also hoping that Bobby gets up and around and like actually goes to like Tokyo and checks out their stuff and starts getting inspiration off the Tokyo merch to bring it back to the rest of us. That would be really cool too.
Yeah.
Wouldn't the Tokyo merch still have to go through them?
I don't know.
Yes,
I don't know how
yes
that
and
works.
no. It's a yes and no. Like
I was going to say, would it not be 50-50?
Everything. It is still the Disney brand. It's not like
right. Well,
the Oriental Land Company.
Oriental Land Company, who is the parent company, obviously, they have a whole bunch of latitude with like creation because they own the licenses to everything. You know what I mean?
They don't own the licenses.
Well, you get what I mean. They have the license to everything, right?
Yeah, but I think
so that gives them a certain amount of creative power to make their independent merchandise.
But I think even if you're licensing, you still have to get it approved before you can get it.
Yeah, but Disney don't have to pay for it. That's the point.
Yeah, because the ORL, they're gonna pay for it.
Right.
Yeah, that's
I mean, they might have more freedom, but I would think Disney would want to make sure they're not messing up with something.
Yeah.
Who knows? I guess, or maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
Make die-cast metal, die-cast ride vehicles for all of us.
Without characters in.
Well, no, they do that for Disney World stuff, but they're this big.
Disneyland.
We want toys, we want collectibles.
You want them in like 135 scale, 148 scale, 172 scale.
If you spend as much
Yeah.
time as you do with the popcorn buckets making actual collectibles, you might actually have something.
Yeah.
Look at that popcorn bucket. If that was die-cast metal, but little, I would buy that.
Yeah, but it's going to cost like $400 probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, going back to things they made before they actually owned Star Wars.
Right.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Oops. Wait, sorry.
Here, let's do this.
There we go.
Donald Glover.
So,
yeah,
they had a bunch of these things. They bought Star Wars, and then they stopped making them.
I've got a little goofies about that big action figure as Cad Bane.
Yeah. Well, these
they don't make them anymore.
I have like 3 or 4 of these, but these were like $200 and something. But
yeah, but that's worth the price.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd pay that.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. So if we get a decent ride vehicle in their diecast, they probably will be $200 to $400.
$400, right?
And if they're cool enough, like this, and why not make these again with new characters like Mando and whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you've heard
Marvel
Alex's
versions.
Have you guys heard Alex's rant about ride vehicle replicas, like for like toys for children and whatnot? Like he goes on this big long rant in one of his presentations about the Starspeeder 3000 and the Starspeeder 1000 ride vehicle.
Yeah.
And he
When was
talks
it?
about like back in the day when his dad worked at the Disneyland Hotel in housekeeping, and his dad used to get him in the park all the time before he himself became a cast member. Anyway, he said his dad gave him like a 172 scale Starspeeder 3000 ride vehicle that they were selling at the parks, and I think it only cost $10. And it's made out of like ABS plastic.
Show your chest.
Like this.
That's like 135 scale. That's his is smaller.
I've got a little one of the new one.
The metal one. Yeah.
Oh, the Starspeeder 1000, right?
This is the one phone. I've got the 3000, the little. Yeah.
Right, the little ones are 1000, right? Anyway, but my point is that he does this big old long spiel about it, and he says from what he's heard at like in the company, there's no interest in doing it. Like there's no interest in making a 135 scale submarine. There's no interest in making a 148 scale.
Yeah, they're not because they don't
ride
listen to us.
or log fume vehicle.
Yeah.
But they did make a giant Star Speeder like 2 years ago, and it was like $150 or something.
Right.
It was literally like
They made that. They made the monorail that's an actual train that can go on
that
the
goes
track.
round. Yeah.
Yep. They made that. They made the Disneyland Railroad, but all of it is plastic. It's not a collectible.
No.
So
Yeah. Well,
it's a toy.
In the early 90s, they had the Chevron cars from
I have
Autopia.
that. Yeah, I have one of those.
Yeah.
Somewhere
Don't
here.
try and
Somewhere
find
in this mess I got.
Take a look at this.
Yeah. But it's plastic again with little figures that sit inside of it.
Right.
But like they're starting to come out with the droids that they're making, and those are those robotic droids are in the new Mando movie.
Right.
they better have toys of those, and they
So,
should be
yeah.
walking and whatever.
So like
you know?
the droids I gave you, those
Yeah, I
were
got 'em up
all
here, actually.
yeah, the wind up ones. They were all in bins, not
Yeah.
trash bins. They were in little compartment bins.
You could still get some at Galaxy's Edge.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. Which is cool, and they should offer stuff like that.
Yeah,
you know,
you should have the cheap versions. You should have the medium, and then you should have the expensive stuff.
Yep.
Like they do with the lightsabers at
Yeah.
whatever it's called.
That's a perfect example.
Or like
with
the black collection for you guys, like
Black Series.
Yeah, the Black
Series, Black Series. And then so like at the exit of Star Tours, you can actually build a lightsaber over there, and that's what I built for Joe's son.
Yeah, there you go.
I built one of those.
That clone trooper helmet, the one I gave you.
Yes.
Somebody else made. They manufacture that, and that was like I think 300. I won't tell you how I got the second one, but it was
That cost
free.
more than my real Mando helmet.
But the Black Series are usually $100.
Yeah,
and
so
it's pretty much on par. It's just not resin; they're plastic.
I can point to it. That this yellow Stormtrooper helmet, that's a Black Series helmet. The one above it is somebody made, which is the AT-AT driver, and then that one's yours. And then on this side, Boba Fett is the Black Series Boba Fett,
which is the one I got behind me right here, right there.
Yeah, and then Darth Vader is just a costume.
Yeah,
or like a Don Post Productions.
I used to have that too.
No, it's just a one that you get with the outfit.
Spirit Halloween.
I used to have the Don
kind of
Post
something like
77 version that came off 2 parts.
Yeah,
So you know the Don Post, the 2-piece mask, right?
Yeah.
The mask part, the facial part, is Velcro to the helmet.
Right. That's like a
pretty much
Don
the same
Post
thing.
is from the 70s. Yeah.
I have the new Black Series that comes out in like 3 parts. The whole pin part. It's
The
got
one
the
you
whole chips on
one
top
you
and everything.
costume with if you get the full
Just like the
Darth Vader
just like the
cosplay.
theatrical version of it.
Yeah.
In episode 3. Right.
I think it was like 150 when I bought it. You can't buy them anymore, but that's the thing. It's like they limit the run to make them
Valuable,
yeah,
collectible, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
which is fine because they do a fair amount of run.
Yeah.
As long as everybody doesn't buy them just to sell them on Etsy.
They don't make these anymore either.
No.
And it's a crying shame too.
Yeah.
Those are cool as hell.
In fact,
These are cool.
there is a Mickey version of this that has that.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
There's
And
stormtroopers and everything.
And there's a goofy version where he's in
I
his
wanted to get
underwear,
all
which
of
are
them.
like
Or like what Joe got me, which I don't. He
There you
didn't get this at Disney. It's
The
it's one of these spongy ones.
Right.
But I do have the sipper cup from that. See, and that stuff like that is what they need to
It's
make.
what the people want.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, and
Well,
I'm
hopefully
saying
we'll get
hopefully that's what this guy is focusing
Yeah,
on because they're
he's
trying
young.
to get younger guys.
Yeah.
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 That are in
And if he's
tune
going
with
to
the
be
youth.
concentrating more on what guys want, then hopefully, I mean, I want the same thing, so that's great.
I mean, there's plenty of girls out there that are cosplaying like yourself.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Who like the lightsabers just as much.
Like 501st Legion members and stuff.
Yeah,
like
there's no
Don't
reason.
talk to me
like
about that.
authentic merch.
It's not about guys or girls. It's just about making the
Right.
right stuff, and you're not
Yeah.
listening to people like we keep saying.
Yeah. And hopefully this guy does listen.
buying merch, but clearly we have ideas that
Yeah.
we all agree on. So that says something.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So
That'll never happen.
Yeah.
We're the little guys, so we don't care. They don't care about us. So.
yeah, they don't care about the people who actually spend the money at their parks, and
No. Exactly.
that's what they should be doing.
Well, the topic that Sharon and I wanted to bring up is actually generated by fans. So
Yeah,
if I'm gonna
that's
share
good.
this to the chat, and that's that. This is what Sharon and I want to talk about. If we want to segue into that, or do we want to continue
Yep.
talking about the merch debacle?
I will.
We'll be here all day if we continue
understand.
talking about.
Oh yeah, we gotta.
Cool.
We'll switch on over to this.
Right.
this is
So,
cool.
so this is what Sharon and I wanted to talk about today on the Concilium was this right here, and this is being generated from the fans. Like, it's the fans that want a show. And Iger and company are now considering, according to this article here in the Hollywood Reporter, which is a major, legitimate, like, entertainment news site, they're talking about.
Is that from Orlando?
This is Hollywood Reporter is based out of Hollywood, California.
Oh, in California.
It's a trade. It's a trade paper like Variety. You know what I mean?
Oh, right. Got it.
So anyway, in this article, and I'll just summarize really briefly that clearly the fans have been pestering Iger for years about Figment and saying, we want Figment, we want Figment, we want Figment. Bob says something about, okay, it's been mentioned 15 times to him. He says,
at least.
He says, yeah, the question about Figment's been asked 15 times, quote, end quote. And then he goes, and then going on to say, quote, we know he's popular with the shareholders, the fact that they ask questions about him all the time, but we also know that he's popular at Epcot, where you get to meet him and the journey into imagination. I'll tell you why.
And he's the face of all their food festivals now as well, isn't he?
Yeah,
Right.
yes, yeah.
And it says, I'm asking our creative teams to consider making some video, some form or series of short form videos of Figment. End quote. Quote, because obviously he's more popular than just a walk around character in our parks and resorts, end quote. So hopefully we get to see something cool within the next couple of years about actually seeing like a Figment. I'm not going to say a feature length film, but maybe a short or two, or maybe some more creative programming at the parks.
You mean if it doesn't get cancelled, like the Tiana show that they were planning on doing?
Clearly, like either DCA or DLRA on the West Coast would be really, really cool because, I mean, Figment, I'm not going to say is universally loved by people all over the place, but I mean, ever since I was a kid and I went to Epcot Center way back in December '82, my first time, I mean, he was everywhere then, and he was huge. He was like the rock star of Epcot.
Yeah.
I hope
they're going to redo the ride. There's been rumors about it.
Yeah.
Well,
it needs updating. It needs
I hope
updating.
if there's ever a third gate on the West Coast, that he's the mascot.
Yeah.
Or a shared mascot anyway.
Well, yeah, but like we don't have him over here.
No,
he's
like
kind of exclusive to Epcot.
Just like you guys don't have OB over there on the West Coast, and you guys should.
Like your orange bird too,
because California used to grow a lot of citrus, just like we do in Florida.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, Disneyland was built on them.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, the Dominguez farm was primarily walnut and citrus trees.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I always find it fascinating how different like characters or like mascots do so well in like certain parks. Obviously, like Figment with Epcot is massive there. Like he's the face of Epcot.
Yeah.
Orange Bird obviously is another big one. But then over in like the Asian parks, it's Duffy and all of his friends. Right. So much so that he got his own TV show.
Yep.
Like it's insane that like, you know, over here
even
like,
as we just talked about, we saw that Duffy's coming in the parades. So
yeah.
He used to be a meet and greet at Epcot, Duffy and Shelley.
He did, yeah, he did, yeah, he did,
pictures of him with Duffy.
But
I only saw him once over at DCA.
But DCA doesn't really have a mascot.
No, they don't.
The Ferris wheel.
Yeah.
Like there is no main character, but
there's no main character for DCA.
I understand that that's the Marvel and Pixar park, and Disneyland's more of the Star Wars and Disney.
Yeah,
right.
But there's still no main Mickey Mouse.
Well, on that note about a mascot for DCA, this could be a total win for all us Country Bear Jamboree fans, because clearly the symbol of California, at least on the state flag, is the grizzly bear.
Right.
And they could do a stylized like Henry and make him the mascot of DCA and bring back the Country Bears California. That would be cool as hell.
They could, and especially since they had the Red Creek Challenge thing, they could have some Country Bear tie in there.
Though they did bring. There's a statue of one of the Country Bears.
There is.
Right, a statue of Big Al, isn't there now?
Yeah. You know, I mean, cool. Raymond
even better, they can bring back Big
in the
Thunder
company
barbecue.
for bringing the dark.
You actually could. I mean, especially with the food and wine stuff they do over there, they could have one of the carts be barbecue ranch.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Plus that whole phenomenon with like Mama Bear this, Mama Bear that. I mean, you could definitely have somebody like Trixie or like Teddy Barra be the mascot for DCA.
Yeah.
And then you can have Country Bear popcorn buckets.
There you go. See, there you go.
You eat it right out of his belly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Red popcorn.
As long as it's not beef flavor or something crazy like they do in Japan.
Was their top seller like soy
wasabi flavor? Yeah.
Wasabi flavored popcorn. Yeah.
That's it. Wrong.
Burn your taste buds out. Good go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be cool if they did a Disney Plus show, but only if the
Figment, yeah, because he's meant to be an Oswald one planned, didn't they? Favreau's doing a Oswald,
yeah,
one,
there is
like a live action one.
But
And there's an idea:
swap
out, like don't swap out, but like bring if Figment goes to West Coast, bring Oswald to the East Coast. We don't have Oswald at Disney World. Yeah, we don't have Oswald at
Oswald is over at DCA.
He's only at DCA, yeah. He's nowhere else.
Like a tiny
Why is he
amount
not
of Oswald
why is he not
in Florida.
He probably is the closest thing besides the Ferris wheel, but they don't do enough with him. He's featured right in the entrance at that gas station. That's really it.
Yeah,
and that's where his meet and greet is, on the opposite side of that, where the red car
What a
trolley
waste.
is.
What a waste.
That's crazy because like Epcot is like Figment Central. He's everywhere. You can only really buy Figment merch in Epcot as well. My shoulder money came from Epcot. You can't buy it anywhere else. You can only get it in Epcot.
Can't. No.
All the pins. I mean, there was a couple of pins that you could get in other Disney shops, but Figment pins you could only get in Epcot. All the merch you can only get in Epcot. He's almost like exclusive to Epcot.
Exclusive.
Yeah, yeah.
So why don't they do that with Oswald for DCA? That's crazy.
Yeah,
yeah.
I think they probably were going to do that, and then they didn't listen to people, so they made stupid merch.
It's funny to think that the only character I have not seen at DCA, because you see Clarabelle over there, you see Mickey and Minnie, Donald and Daisy, Goofy in his zoot suit, but I never see Pluto over at DCA.
DCA.
Yeah, I can't think I have either.
No, I was just thinking,
trying to think if he's in one of the window displays as a little character, but not a walking.
Right.
Meet and greet.
Yeah.
Because over here, Pluto gets a lot of representation at Epcot, at DHS, and at Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
A lot of representation.
Yeah.
Because I think
whether
at
it's
DCA,
a parade, a show, a meet and greet, just walking around.
Yeah, he's everywhere.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. He's loved over at WDW.
I think Chippendale's over at Grizzly Rapids, I think, by Redwood Creek.
Yeah,
they're little Rangers, because I think they were wearing their Rangers.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Also, wait, they're doing the Tom Selleck, Harrison Ford thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time I seen him there, though. I think I have seen him before.
In the Rangers? In the Rangers
I
gift, or
think
just
so.
Chip and Dale?
No, I think I've seen him dressed out like that, walking around.
Cool.
Been a while, though.
Yeah.
Because you never see
Don't
it.
worry, Sam will find them if they're there.
Yeah.
She's like character hunting.
Good.
We love a character, mate. We'll meet all of them multiple times.
Except from Jafar.
Always Jafar.
Speaking about character meet and greets at Paris, do they have any of like the Disney TV characters there, like meet and greets or like walking around or whatever?
Which Disney TV characters?
Like DuckTales, like Scrooge, Launchpad.
Only at special occasions.
Oh, like
there was an annual fast party yesterday, and you could meet Jiminy Cricket was out. He's very rarely out. he was a special meet and greet. Who else was out? All of the Aristocats were out.
Oh wow, cool.
Sometimes they'll do a Scrooge, but not very often. It depends. It's a special occasions thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like during Star Wars night, I wonder what special characters we're going to be able to see on Star Wars night, if there are any.
Well, it says there are going to be some, but they haven't announced who they are yet.
Yeah.
Biggs Darklighter. Put him on.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. I know
Uncle
they need
Owen,
more.
Aunt Beru. Put them
They
on.
need more. They need more droids walking around, or bounty hunters and stuff walking around.
Yeah.
Like that would be so cool to see
Like
IG-88
or Boast.
or IG-11 walking around
Yeah.
there.
That'd be cool.
If they had the one with Grogu, like a robot walking, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because look at what they do at Universal with Transformers. You know, there's somebody in the stilts, you know, with Megatron and
It's not somebody in there. It's real, Steve.
oh yeah. You can have somebody do that with IG-88.
Sure.
So,
Yeah.
how cool would that be to see him?
Well, when's the first party? The next week it starts. The 28th.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I think so.
I can't remember. It's the end of this month that the first Star Wars night is on, so we'll get a good rundown of what we're going to get.
Right. What we're going to see.
Yeah.
Because we'll be there with the last.
We're on the last night.
Yeah.
Good times.
Late night. He's going to be up past midnight, Zach.
Oh my days.
Yeah.
Crazy.
If I stay awake.
You'll stay awake.
Shaz will make
a movie,
stay
so
awake.
there's a good chance
He'll
stay
stay
awake.
awake.
Nah, I'll be awake. It's at Disney night, so I'll be awake.
Yeah.
And it's Star Wars, so it's exciting.
Yeah.
And then he won't wake up the day after. He'll just sleep all day.
Yeah. The day after I go back. So
Yeah, he's got to wake up. He's got to drive.
Dang.
Yeah.
Just trying to think of a character I've never seen.
Who's done something?
Where?
Coming?
A character you've not seen where?
In the parks at all, and that's because he's a robot. But from Darkwing Duck, the Gizmo Duck.
Oh yeah,
Thaddeus.
That would be cool though. But they could do that
That
now
would be cool.
with like a Segway as his wheel, and
Sure.
Yeah.
No problem.
That'd be cool.
just like that Muppets ride vehicle. You know.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, with Beaker and
Beaker
Dr.
and-
Hunter.
Beaker.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dr.
Ben's-
Pikachu.
Right.
but not
That's
not
what
to
really fun.
get political, but or whatever. You could put a little person in that on top of a Segway, and
You could put me in there. I'm only little.
100%. 100%. And I mean, knowing how the costumes are designed, most of you like your Sensational Six characters, other than Goofy, are manned by women that are between 4'10" and 5'2" in height. See, I'm using American Standard today, guys. I'm not using no metric system.
We measure people in feet and inches for height too.
Yeah. Because
Well, you use stone too, like one hand, 2 hand, 3 hand.
That's for horses.
That's for horses. Yeah.
just in case nobody knew what I was talking about.
Oh no, Gizmo Duck, of course. That would be cool.
Oh,
On a
okay.
Segway. Yeah. And the technology is definitely there, just like Jason said.
That would be cool.
Yeah, and then in DCA, we used to have I think the plane is still there, but it's not like the Condor Flats as it was, but you could have like launch pad over there, you know, in that area. Be kind of cool. You could have him with Duck or Chippendale, you know, still same kind of
Oh, not same area. Yeah.
Yeah.
area, same era of cartoons.
Now that I'm thinking about it, maybe that's where I saw. You know,
it's right.
have that-
It's right next to it. So
yeah, there's that plane that's right there. So yeah, because I was gonna say that area there what that area there would be ideal for that. So because back in the day when Soren was first there, Sorenville, California, they actually had an engine that sat in the front that would blow water or mist down on you.
Oh, cool.
Right.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Very cool.
Yeah, the observation tower is still there because it's now like a forest ranger station or whatever.
Yeah. I haven't been to DCA in a long time. So the last time I was at DCA, I wasn't that long. It was in 2021, I think it was.
That's like 5 years ago.
Yeah, 4 years ago, whatever. But I took my brother because we wanted to see Avengers Campus, and there was hardly anything to see. So.
A building, and that was it.
Yeah, it was just the Spidey thing. We saw the little stunt show thing that's in the front.
Yeah,
and then in front of the Quinjet building, they had their little show going on. That was about it.
Cool.
We didn't really ride anything at DCA.
No,
I'm Bugs Land and
Bugs
whatever's
Land,
in the boardwalk, like Credit Coaster and all that.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember going through Bugs Land, and before they got rid of it, I had to go on all the rides to record, or I didn't record them all, but now I wish I did. But like Heimlich's Choo Choo Train, it was like it's like a 1 minute ride.
Yeah, but that was cool just because
it was for kids. It was
great.
great.
The things he said, and
Oh yeah. With his accent. Yeah.
Heimlich's
That whole area was really cool for kids.
Yeah,
for them to do.
What is happening?
That's the dog. That's the dog.
Not
Dog's
one of
having
mine.
What is happening?
It's like somebody's like drinking or spitting up. I don't know. I hated the fact that they got rid of that. And honestly, Avengers Campus isn't like that much of a great replacement,
It'll be okay when they've expanded it a bit, but then it will be twice the size that it is now, won't it? But
I think
when
they add the new,
at the moment, isn't
I
it?
still don't see other seating arrangements. Like we're gonna have a bigger thing, and we still have nowhere to sit.
Still nowhere to sit. Yeah.
They need to just make the part on the other side of the theater all seating.
Yeah, and they did that, and they got rid of it. I don't understand why they got rid of it. Yeah, so like David from Press Big did his State of DCA report, and he was saying the same thing. It's like they had all the seating here. He showed a clip of all the seating that they had there and what it looks like now, and there's like nothing.
Yeah,
it's like
and now they have that extended for the Cozy Cone. They have the seats there.
So and that's
right on the other side of Avengers, so you could walk around, but
yeah,
it's not the same thing.
But that's another stupid thing that they did wrong, that we thought it was going to help, but it didn't help, is the line there. Yeah. So how you order at the central station, where on the other side where Lightning McQueen meet and greet is, you order there and for any of those Cozy Cones, and then you go to that line to pick up. Well, now you got people loitering just all over the place there because their stuff isn't ready, so they just wait there.
Yeah,
and it made it worse, I think, instead of better.
It's just causing a traffic jam. No.
Yeah, what happened to Lewis?
Doesn't that defeat the object of them taking the queue from outside each of the cone if people are just going to wait outside the cone anyway?
That's the thing.
Yeah.
So what they had was each cone had its own individual line.
What if you're buying stuff from different cones? Do you have to go to each different cone to pick your stuff up, or can you pick all of your stuff up from one cone?
No, you got to go to individual.
They have their own little candy kitchen in there.
So one cone is like churros, the other cone is like ice cream.
It made them have less work inside each cone. That's the only thing that's helping is the cast members.
Yeah.
All right.
Because they don't have
But
to take
now they have the central ordering. So you order something, and let's say you order a churro or whatever. Now you go to the churro cone and you got to wait in line for.
Now you're waiting in 2 lines.
You're waiting in 2 lines.
so now you're
one
waiting in
line
2
to
lines.
order, one line to get your stuff.
Yeah, but if you want popcorn as well, you've got a queue to buy
Yep.
it, then you queue for your churro, and then you queue for your popcorn.
Exactly.
This is exactly what I mean with the mobile ordering as well, where you can order your food, and then you got to come up to a line, and then you go, I'm here.
Yeah.
And then I'm waiting for my food. Why am I mobile ordering?
So a good example of that was I was with Heyman and my sister, and I was meeting Heyman at Hungry Bear. So I mobile ordered Hungry Bear, and I said, okay, this is my order. And then I got to Hungry Bear, and I said, I'm here. So I clicked on I'm here.
And they're like, oh, now we're going to start making your food.
It was 30 minutes later that I got my food.
Oh my
If you got to sit there and say I'm here and then wait for your food, why don't I just get in line to order my food?
It was
might
faster.
as well just yeah.
It was faster. People were and I wasn't the only one that was waiting. There were other people with
Why
mobile
don't
orders.
they start making your food right away?
Yeah.
I understand that maybe you're not going to go get your food, but you already paid for it. So what do they care?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They can just hand it out to somebody else or let a cast member eat it.
But that was just my experience over there. Other people
it's
may
my
have
experience every time. That's why I don't even do it anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
The only thing it does is it allows you to not wait in line, but you're still standing there waiting.
You're still waiting in a line.
Am I doing it wrong? Should I, as soon as I order it, should I just sit, I'm here?
No, because it says you need to come here at this time and then tell us you're here and we'll start an order.
Yeah.
I don't remember that. I just remember saying I'm here, hitting the button, and then standing.
Yeah, but it usually
loitering outside, more people collecting outside of that.
And then again, then you have a people waiting line and a mobile people waiting line, and then you have the regular line.
No, at a Hungry Bear back then, at Hungry Bear, it was the people in line going, you know how you get your receipt, you go to the counter, give them a receipt.
Yeah.
It was the same area where we mobile orders pick up your food. It was in that same, it was all in the same area. So you got all the people that were mobile ordering. We were all standing there saying, we're here. Where's our food? And other people that were in line get to the counter, hand them the receipt, and they get their food. It's like, wait, what happened? It's not working the right way.
I'm saying that mobile
ordering.
ordering.
And I noticed that too at MCMCP was I stood in line to get food because the whole mobile ordering thing was like totally in the toilet. And we noticed there were people waiting for like half an hour, just like Steve said. Yeah. And I was able to get food in 7 minutes just by waiting in line. Pay my money.
It was the same when we were there. We queued up and got food in 5 minutes, and there was a woman waiting for some stuff. In fact, she was a cast member that waited for stuff that she'd mobile ordered 20 minutes ago, and it wasn't ready.
No.
Yeah. Then you watch David, and he gets his food right away.
That's because he's special.
Yeah. Well, I think it just works better for him. I guess. I don't know. He might have to wait too. Just that we don't see it.
Yeah, exactly. He's just cutting it out.
Yeah, he does wait.
Oh, you mean editing, creative editing?
Yeah. So
that'd be a riveting video if we were waiting half an hour. Like,
I want to try it again when we're there, just to see what it's like again.
Yeah. The only thing it makes sense for is to guarantee you that you're going to get some kind of food. I don't even know if it does that, but I would think they would hold food for them to cook for you if you already ordered it.
Yeah.
Like if I'm entering the park and I'm going to pre-order my coffee, then I can just go up there and get it. But,
right.
But you're still standing in line. So
you're still standing in line. So and if you're going to wait in less time in a line rather than waiting for them to, unless it's like how it works with like lightning lane or whatever, they have to do so many orders in a line before they start working on like a mobile order. I don't know if that's
not how it should be.
No,
if I place a mobile order, like
it's like when you go through the drive-through and you're queuing up at the counter, they should do the orders in the order that they were ordered.
Yeah.
Order.
It's like if I order DoorDash,
Order in the way that
Order,
they
they're
order.
making it when the guy comes to pick up the food. Like
Yeah.
it's there, and they come pick it up, and then they drop it off.
Yeah.
If I order something at Disney, mobile order, they should start cooking it, and when I'm there, I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I have to wait 5 minutes for
story.
them to cook whatever I'm there too early, but
Yeah.
really, you should get an alert saying, "Hey, your food's ready. Come get it."
Yeah.
Well, yeah, exactly that.
Yep.
Yeah.
If
Or
you
your
don't get
food
it
will be
in 5
ready in
minutes,
10 minutes.
in
Come
the
and get it.
trash.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. Hey, you have like 20 minutes to come pick up your food. Otherwise, we're gonna give it away or something.
Yeah.
We're gonna give it to one of the homeless people waiting on the bench.
Yeah.
What bench? There isn't any seating.
No, there's bus benches on the outside. That's where they are.
Just chuck it over the berm, hoping a homeless man catches it. Holy shit, man! Flying tacos.
Tacos.
There's no tacos. Come on.
No,
It's,
I wish
Well,
Disney had
Casa de
tacos. That'd be
Zocolos,
really good.
yes.
that's true.
case.
It's the only place actually.
What, Rancho del Zocalo?
Yeah.
Yeah, Rancho de Zoco. Sure.
See, I'm not crazy.
Yeah, but that's way inside the park. It's not anywhere near the berm.
Yeah, well, none of them really are. But.
Hey, so I got cast member played quarterback in high school. He's got a really good arm.
If you can toss it 700 meters, more power to him.
Yeah, taco 700 meters. I'd like to see it not fall to bits.
Happy Gilmore, but for football. It's a Happy Gilmore scene where he tees off the subway.
You see the trailer for the second one?
I have. I'm so excited. July 25th. Watch party. Let's go.
Yeah.
No Bob Barker in this one, though.
No Bob Barker.
God rest.
No.
No Chubbs.
I know. Rest in peace, Bob Barker. The price is wrong, bitch.
And Carl Weathers.
Carl Weathers
God
as well,
rest.
yeah. Oh, no Chubbs. Dang. Oh, dang.
So do you think they ever bring back the barbecue? Even though it is now at Hungry Bear, the Big Thunder barbecue?
If they were, they would have done it right then, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Where are you going to put it, Steve?
Well,
Where are you gonna put Big Thunder
I think it
Ranch?
was Udi that was saying on that hill, on the hillside.
Yeah. By the way, that mountain, Cascade Peaks.
That's it. Yeah.
Yes, Cascade. Oh, so that's where they want to relocate is Cascade Peak.
That's where Udi wanted to do it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And that would be a good place to do it because they actually have that trail that goes up that hill.
Yeah.
So it's
That trail, I believe that trail is still original from the pony or the donkey
It is.
mule ride.
It is.
It's still original.
Donkey mule. You get there in the end.
Yeah. If you just put it on that hill.
Yeah.
Open that bridge that goes up.
I always wanted them to expand Fowler's Harbor a little bit to
Yeah.
So Fowler's Harbor, you have that point that where
Hey, you know what time it is?
what
Time for a map.
Yeah.
Should I bring out a map?
I'll do it.
Yeah, go on.
All right, you bring out the map.
Steve's a map guy. What's going on?
Yeah.
What do you mean? I'm the one who's done most of the time on the ride-throughs.
Steve loves a map.
Yeah.
We've lost many of an hour in a Google map.
Yeah. For sure.
I already have a bookmark as a map for Disneyland.
Hey, you can bring it up later in the podcast when we're recording that.
Yeah.
He will.
We need a map.
So go down, Jay.
Big
Go to Fowler's Harbor.
Oh, Dallas Harbor.
Yeah. So see that point between Mark Twain. So there's the so-called secret path, right?
I'm pointing
Right.
at my screen.
Oh, I know where. Right. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah,
Is that
yeah,
the the overpass?
No, go
Yeah,
down. So that area is new
Right
on the top
here.
right? So that is the secret path area. They should extend it out where those trees are in the point. No, the other way.
This is the under construction version. That's why it threw me off.
Yeah. So to your left, those big trees right there in the point.
Mhm.
Oh, right here.
Yeah, that's where they should put it. So make like a balcony out there.
Yeah, I think they're hiding it because usually there's like something repairing.
Well, the boat, that's the what do you call it? But I mean, you can extend it outwards towards the river.
Here.
Yeah, and make like a balcony area, and have it
kind of like they did here, just right here.
Exactly.
That'd be cool. That'd be
Yeah,
cool.
because then you'll get everybody from Splash Mountain.
Yeah,
and you'll get the boat coming by you.
Yeah. The walkway is here, and then Splash Mountain comes around here.
Yeah.
I'm about to say, be careful what you wish for, Steve. They just might fill it in, like they're doing to us.
No, I don't want them to. Fill
I
it in.
don't. I don't think they'll ever fill in the
This means a lot more here than it does over there.
Yeah. There's so much more
because of
history
this
that happens,
one boat, particularly.
Yeah.
Disney
Mark
paid for
Twain.
himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, this place again. This is like the only area besides going, down to here.
Yeah. So if you
This is
turn
the
it
only area to sit.
turn it around, Jay. So keep going. So so all the only seating that they had there for Fowler's Harbor was underneath that giant tree that you see that says Harbor Galley.
Yeah.
Right.
That was the only seating, and then in the back was the only by the secret path.
Yeah, right here.
Why?
Right there.
Why
That
do
was
they
the
have
only
so little amount of seating there?
Because
Harbor Galley was a small. It was basically just soup.
Yeah, it was a take and go thing. You weren't
And
supposed
chocolate chip cookies.
They
And
have
chocolate
big
chip
now.
cookies.
Yeah, now. Yeah, that everybody wants.
But park-wide, there seems to be a lack of places to sit.
They did a whole Project Stardust thing where they expanded all like paths and they
Where
removed
the red umbrellas are, that's all new.
That's new too. Yeah. In fact, this part is new and this part is new.
Yeah, it's a 2-tiered seating area.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, hello.
Yeah.
But look, there's people everywhere on the walls leaning up against things because there's nowhere to sit.
This isn't even happy yet.
You have to go up. This is the older.
That's what I'm saying. That's the older.
Yeah.
It's not even there.
Stretched out on the floor.
Yeah. See, that's the only seating there on the left.
This picture sold. It doesn't even have it yet.
No.
It's all right here.
Yeah, because it's all over there. Yep.
All right, okay. So that's where the umbrellas are in the photo.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
But when we were over here, well, now I went too far. Oh, that guy's stretched.
Wow.
People.
Wow. And so that umbrella there, Chaz, that's the
I can't get over there.
what do you call it? The
allow it.
for Sammy. This
okay.
DAS.
Yep.
Oh, the gas service center?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's right by Harbor Galley there. At least that's where it was. I'm not.
Oh, you know where it is now? Right here.
Oh yeah, the blue ones. I see them.
There's another one like up right here now.
Oh, that's where it is now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, so instead of those vendors,
These are still here, but there's like another cast member right here.
Right.
Oh, okay. So they moved it then, because it used to be right at the exit of.
Yeah, but that's where the seats are and everything, and I think there was clutter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Say the least.
That's funny that's not even that. I mean, that area has been here for a couple of years now, and that hasn't even been updated.
Probably, yeah.
Oh man!
All right, well, that was fun.
But I was gonna show
the Cascade Peak.
Yeah, so
the hillside. Yeah. So that's Cascade Peak. Yeah. Right
Yeah.
in the center.
Right here is that
pathway.
Yep.
There's a horse on that pathway.
Is there?
Yeah. Because the Indian village is right there, so they have a horse right on that pathway.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, if you just got rid of some of this, and then where is?
Because that cave is still there.
Well, that's what I was saying.
Oh, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
If you had where is it at?
Right.
Why can't I see it?
There's too many trees.
It should be right here.
Yes.
You just can't.
That
right here.
Actually, that's an
there's
exit.
that thing from LMG videos that showed about that's the tunnel where the mine train came out.
Right.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, if you had the barbecue here, you could draw.
Yeah.
You can make a bridge and have you actually go through that.
Or
That'd
you
be
just fill
That'd
that
be the
part
entrance.
in. You fill that part in and make your ranch.
Well, I don't know if I
Reclaim
would
it.
want to do that.
I would make a walkway that goes up into that cave as your entrance to the barbecue.
Yeah.
And then you
In
exit
here-
out by the Mark Twain.
In here, they still have the little fish that come out of the water, and that's
Yeah,
still
the
from.
audio-animatronic fish,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I would bring back some of those bears that were like scratching against a tree.
Yeah, but if
Yeah,
you could
that was
reclaim
fun.
that and turn that into the whole ranch,
Yeah.
like it used to be, with the arts and the crafts, the storytelling, the petting zoo, all that would be like cool as hell.
Yeah, because they ain't doing nothing with that mountain right
They're
now.
doing nothing with it. Exactly.
Yeah.
Just something cute to look at. Whatever.
Yeah.
I do like the
More
seating
interactive
area
experience.
down below next to the Mark Twain. That's usually pretty empty. Yeah, right where your arrow is.
Right here.
Yeah, right in
Uh-huh.
there. Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
and
been
there's
on
a few chairs and tables right here that they almost never let you sit in.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That area.
Well, that's right near the petrified tree, isn't it?
No, the petrified
over
tree is
here,
further down.
right here.
Oh, it's right there. Okay, yeah, I see it. All right.
But right here, Shaz, by the way, is where you get your turkey legs and
Oh, the ham. The
what
ham
do you call
you're
it?
talking about.
Chimichangas.
Chimichangas. Yeah,
All right. Okay.
Yeah, it
Ooh,
used to be
chimichangas.
McDonald's.
that's the
McDonald's French
McDonald's.
fry.
Yeah,
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, taken from the Big Thunder Ranch McDonald's fry cart. Right.
Yeah, the little cart, French fry cart.
So this is just like Fowler's Harbor. There's nowhere to sit.
No.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can come in here. There's tables in here, but usually that's for people waiting to get on the Mark Twain.
Right.
Yeah, and they don't necessarily want you stuffing your face with whatever booth food you just bought.
Or
Yeah.
or sailing ship Columbia. Right.
Sometimes there's seats here, but this is usually where like Coco setup is, depending on
The
what
Day of the Dead stuff too. Yeah.
It just baffles me why there's nowhere to sit. That's the
Yeah.
one
Well,
Paris I've got. They're
Golden
very
Horseshoe.
good at seating.
Yeah.
You can go
Golden
on the
Horseshoe is
Golden
open
Horseshoe.
because there's nothing in there now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it's
um,
2 stories. So,
And this is Zocalo, so you can sit there
Yeah.
if you eat there.
so normally if I get like a chimichanga or whatever, I'll go into Golden Horseshoe.
Golden Horseshoe.
Sit
By the way,
upstairs.
if you have a water bottle, you can come over here. You can get free water refill.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Like besides get a drinking fountain, like it's better water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Always fun stuff looking at maps.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We love a good map.
Well, all right.
Well, that was fun.
It was.
We've taken up just over an hour.
Yep. Hour and a half.
Well, hour
Minutes.
15 because we started a little late.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Well, I think we'll call it. What does it say? Parkitecture? Is that what it was? Thank you for joining in on the chat.
Yeah.
Again, I'm going to check out your channel as Steve did.
Yeah, I already subscribed. Yeah. He's got some cool stuff on there.
Cool.
And thank everybody else for watching. Thank you guys for joining in. Sure to like and subscribe, share with friends and family. Comment below. Let us know your thoughts on everything we talked about.
I'm watching you, Zach.
Cool.
And